might be a false start. No, it worked. There's a timer. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Boom, boom. Ready? Boom, 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 boom. Ooh, ah. I had one of those mornings you look and you go, oh man, I need to shave. It's that beautiful stuff. Ain't nothing beautiful. I'm not saying nothing beautiful. You might see something beautiful. I don't see nothing. Well, I need to shave. I need to shave my head. I need to do all of this stuff. I'm looking rough. What the hell? But I don't really care. I'm too old to care for stuff like that. It's not even, you know what? It's not old. It's just you begin to focus on what really matters, and looks don't matter. Ooh, Christine, listen to Sag go road. Oh man, Christine. So I was listening to Sag yesterday. Ooh, we're gonna talk about kids a little bit today. I don't have enough time. I never have enough time for this. All right, hang on. I know the volume is probably loud. I'm about to fix it. Volume thugs. Share it there and share it over here. I appreciate everybody sharing. Sharing is a regular activity. You're supposed to share with people. When we were kids, we shared our toys, and you're supposed to share wake-up conversations. Share it. I do prefer people who share. Love everybody. I prefer people who share. Do I prioritize their commentary? Possibly. Possibly. You know what? I don't know. I go back and forth. I kind of think I do. I think it's just a psychological thing. I think the more I see your name, the more it kind of stands out, I guess, maybe. Let me turn the volume down. Y'all probably won't. Hold on. No, the volume is good. The volume should be good. Can I get a confirmation on the volume? Can I get a sound check, please? I need to shave, man. I'm looking rough. Whoa, we got to work on this. This is why they won't let me in Hollywood. I don't even want to be in Hollywood. Everything is appearance, perception. I'm not interested in your appearance or your perception. I'm not even interested in mine. All right, hang on. Let me get YouTube over here. I want to talk about gangs. A whole bunch of stuff in the news today. A whole bunch of stuff that's not political crap. It's partial. That in, give a chance for people to come in while I get my password together. Good stuff in the news. Well, I'm saying good stuff. I don't know. I backtrack all the time. There's stuff in the news, a lot of stuff I would love to talk about, get y'all's take on. All right, let me see. YouTube, y'all fixed. Where YouTube at? Thank you for sharing. Somebody just shared. Thank you. Get the people here. Bring the people out. Have a conversation. That would be great. All right. Oh, YouTube still ain't. Where YouTube at? What's going on with YouTube? Did I do that right? What happened? I don't see YouTube in there. There they go. YouTube. Welcome to the house. Who over there? Crystal. Good morning, girl. Rise and shine. I'm rising, Crystal. I ain't shining. No shine. I'm tired. I'm working hard, girl. Rough on the plantation. Rough over here. Good morning, Augustine. Blessings, all blessings to everybody. I always wish people blessings and a good day. Why? Because they're your family. They're your family. All right, let me get my comments here. I'm gonna talk about sick of y'all kings. Sick of y'all kings. I'm sick of kings. I want the kings. I want them to go back to fighting their own battles. That's what I want. That's what I want. Call me a dragoon. I believed. I believe I can fly. No, I believe back in the day, I was raised to believe that kings can fight their own battles. Politicians, Congress, and senators, they didn't just sit behind a desk and talk crap. No, damn it. They got up. Yeah, where's my horse? Bringeth my heavy horse. Bringeth my heavy horse. Venezuela's acting up. I must go down and fight for myself. Or at least they'd lead the charge. Every now and then people say silly stuff. Like, oh, you should be in politics. I hate politics. They don't want me in politics. They'd kill me overnight. But you know what? But listen, one thing I was thinking about, if I actually was in politics, if I was crazy, stupid out of my head, and I wanted to work for the Rothschilds and Rockefellers while fooling y'all, getting y'all upset about silly stuff, I would fight my own battles. I'd fight my own battles, you know, because that's how you know a king believes in struggle. It's not a fuggle. What a fuggle is? A fuggle is a fake struggle. It's a fake. They're faking. They're just paid to do it. They just paid to Venezuela and West Bank and all over Africa and Iraq and Iran and all. They're just paid to start those. But they don't believe in none of those wars. They don't believe in none of that violence. Because when you believe, what do? I grew up take off them bamboo earrings, but that's what when you believe in a fight, you believe in a struggle. I ain't got no time. If I was in the White House and I had beef with somebody, oh no, I don't do that. Like, so I was listening to Pence this morning talking about we need to go fight. We need to go. He didn't say it that way. He don't talk like that. He talked a little different. And I was just kind of like, y'all some cowards, man. If I was pissed off at Maduro, you're starving your people. If I was pissed off at, what's the guy they said he was gassing his people, and while America government is like poisoning everybody, what's the guy name? And Syria, he was gassing his people. If I was president and I got upset, I'd be like, I wouldn't even have time to call the Pentagon. I wouldn't even have time. Y'all gassing some kids? Oh, hell no. Then secret security, they be chasing me. I'll be running downstairs heading to the White House. Where the damn limo? Get my heavy horse. Get my guns. Oh man, I'd be over there be like, oh, but we gotta wait for the Pentagon. We gotta get the troops and the tanks. I ain't got no time for that. They gassing kids. Because I give a damn. That's why. I give a damn. I ain't making, it's not a fuggle, it's not a fake struggle. All right, I gotta get into the news. There's a whole lot of stuff. Assad, thank you, man. His name was Assad. That's how you know your kings really believe in the battle. And so that's when you know you should believe too. When you see your presidents and prime ministers get on a damn heavy horse and lead the charge, then you open your mouth. That's when you open your mouth. Oh, we doing good things. We're gonna bring democracy. We're gonna help everybody. We're gonna beat Star. The kings believe in it. If the kings are sitting behind a cherry oak wood desk with gold encrusted lacings and handles, and they kind of sitting back chilling like, yeah, we're going to go killeth thee and freeth thy people, and sign on the name and send your kids to go fight and murder other kids for something that they don't even believe in, something they were just paid to do. And you believe it and go along with it. I don't get it. All right, let me calm down. Whew. All right, everybody up? I'm up now. I done got some coffee. I'm up now. Let me go to YouTube. Whole bunch of good stuff in the news this morning. But not good stuff. I take that back. I keep saying that. Man, I just want those days back. I was raised to believe that. I was raised to believe a lot of things. I don't believe nothing now. I don't believe anything. I don't believe any of it. People ask me stuff. They're like, well, where do you live? You live in a Trump town, or you live in an Obama town? Where you live in Obama land? What they call it, Obama land and Trump land or whatever. And I'm just like, where I live is this guy. Honestly, it's Avenger land. It's X-Men land. Like the people around me, they're not as crazy as the people I see on television. Maybe live around. People around me, they know that this is a game. They, for the most part, like, nah, the only heroes we got are X-Men, Iron Man, Superman, Superwoman. Oh, definitely Superwoman. There's a lot of guys where I live, blue collar town, Superwoman, hot. But like this whole worshiping and following leaders that don't actually believe any damn thing that comes out of their mouth. All right, let me get into the news. A lot of interesting stuff. I had a great conversation. Oh, so much I want to talk about. I don't even know where to start. Somebody calm me down. Somebody mentioned Saj Guru. I listened to Saj Guru yesterday. Blew my mind away. I had to make a post. Now I'm gonna mess the quote up. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. He said something to the effect that children don't belong to you. They're sent through you. Deep conversation. You don't own children. They're not yours. They're not yours to break and make stupid like you. They're not yours to give the next generation your stupid problem, your ignorant, based, indoctrinated. Your goal with children is to give them love, protect them from the world, show them how the world really works, not how the news is, but how it really works, not give them your problems, and let them go out and discover who the hell they are. Because he said the only difference is you got here before them. You ain't better than them. You ain't better than your kids. You may not even be smarter than them. Because kids say some smart stuff. You just beat them to the punch. That's all. They're a free entity, but they come through you. That they're this amazing thing. That you're somebody talking about church stuff. I remember back when I was real close to the church, we say stuff like, you're just babysitting. That's all. You're babysitting. Those kids don't belong to you. They belong to God, whatever God is. All you're doing, your job, Sadhguru said, if you watch it was just a quick 15-minute talk, I'll post it. He said the parenting job, the mom and dad thing, that thing, it was done the day the baby was born. That being a mom and a dad, that's just the whole sexual well, that's not nonsense. That's good stuff. That's see how I lit up and I smiled when I said that. I'm a man. Just go with it. Just go with it. But the whole mom and dad thing, it ends at birth. You are no longer in ownership of the child. The baby is formed, comes out the womb. Now it's in crazy land. Now, keep people from killing it. Keep it from getting jacked up. But let it become its own thing. Don't break it. Give it your fake struggles, your fuggles. Let it be free. Speaking of that, the school system, y'all in the news. Hold on, wait. There was something that fed along with what Sadhguru was talking about. It was a deep talk. You know. Hold on. There was it's so much. It's just so much. I don't even know where to start. I'm all over the place. I know. I'm all over the place. Oh, and did y'all hear the Jeffersons is coming back? The Jeffersons and All in the Family coming back. Is that tie over here in entertainment? Jeffersons and All in the Family all coming back. Y'all know I love them. Two of my favorite races. And I can't wait till they get on TV. But you know what? Odds are they're gonna break it. They're gonna ruin it. It's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good. I probably ain't gonna watch it. Because when I think about it, they're gonna mess it up. Because the kids now, they're silly like the parents. They're silly and emotional. They're gonna mess it up. Al, oh goodness, what's his name? Al? I forgot his name. All in the Family. What was his name? My favorite. I love him to death. He's so funny. And George, oh man, he just races as long as the day is long. He couldn't stop. But the good thing that it did for our generation, that's probably not gonna do for yours. See, back then we were trying to end racism. We were trying to fix the problems. And we knew if people laughed at the problems, they wouldn't be problems. We knew if people didn't take themselves too seriously, nothing serious would happen. So they made us laugh at ourselves. You sit there and laugh like, oh, I'm bad, talk about, this, that, and the other, but then you hear George like, oh. Then you hear the other break, you hear, his name, Al. I'm getting old. Somebody tell me his name. What is his name? Archie. No, it's Archie Bunker, right? No, that was another show, wasn't it? Was it Archie? It was Archie. I'm losing my mind. All right, anyway. He'll sit on the armchair, he'll sit on the sofa and just all kind of racist stuff, just spewing out his mouth. But they made us laugh at it, right? They made us laugh, and so it was unimportant. When you can get people to laugh at their ridiculousness, they evolve. So back then, we were trying to fix problems, and it was working. It actually was working, because you took this very wealthy Jefferson's like sellout of a brother, sellout, and he hated white folk, right? All except for his neighbor. I think he liked his neighbor. He had a few that he liked. He was racist, but he was funny. But you loved him because you knew he meant well. Like, their characters weren't like heinous racists. They were like ignorant racists. Like they were just born in a time, they were taught things, and it was just, you know, it was what it was. But you laughed at it, and you didn't take it seriously. And so all of that stuff started washing away. It's like the Boondocks. You ever watch the Boondocks? The Boondocks, it gets you to laugh at the ridiculousness in the black community, and you laugh at it, and it gets washed away. We socially evolve because then we look at how ridiculous we look. When you look in the mirror and you see how ridiculous you look, you change. I look in the mirror right now like, dang, I gotta shave. I gotta shave, I got hair coming. I kind of look like George Jefferson. My mama said, don't ever do that again. She came to visit me one day. She was like, you know what? I ain't never coming to visit you again unless you shave. She said, you make me look old. Anyway, let's go to me. So, there's a couple interesting things I saw in the news. A couple interesting things, but there was something on the school district. This one, yeah, making kids stupid. Yes, I want to click on this one, making kids stupid. Oh,
that's
where
cool.
is it?
Has a cool.
I don't know what that is, but that's an advertisement. Let me bring it up here. Making kids stupid. There's just so much I want to talk about this morning. Just take right here. All right, not the ad. Turn that mess off. All right, where's it at? Oh, you can't see it. Bring it forward. Turn the volume up. Talk about making kids
space, right? Something that's somewhat troubling that is going on and has a lot to do with how our children are taught these days. Learning should be fact-based, right? Can we all agree with that? Dinosaurs really did once roam the planet. The KKK really did once exist. Global warming really is happening, right? No. Not if your kids go to a school where the place is run by conservatives who control the school board. Then all of those things are not true, and your children are not allowed to read about them in books. Liberal school boards, for example, they also allow politics into their curriculum with what many parents call a forced LGBT agenda. So it goes both ways. And yes, it seems that in today's America, the 3 R's are being replaced by the D's and the R's. Here's RT's Caleb Maupin.
Until recently, the election of state school boards who set academic standards was not even run on party lines. People didn't view them as politicians, but simply as functionaries carrying out the task of how we educate our kids. However, like so many other things, now it is deeply political. Here's the #1 disagreement. What system of government does the United States have? Now, according to the Democrats, the USA is a democracy. And according to the Republicans, the USA is, you guessed it, a republic. However, some say that there could be common ground between the two terms.
Hang on, before we go there, first of all, Democrats don't believe in democracy. Republicans don't believe in a republic. So all of that's just Rothschild, Rockefeller fake news. All right, so I do want to put forward a policy that I have. I do have a policy. I don't block people unless they are disruptive, right? We get on here and I let y'all drive the conversation. I let y'all drive it. I try to throw a few things out at you, try to get some critical thought going. But if you're obviously spamming the boards, I have no choice but to block you. I don't like blocking people. I even enjoy hate speech. I'm okay with the hate speech. That's between you and YouTube and Facebook and whatever. I don't mind none of it. Don't mind none of it. You don't even have to like me. But try to stay on topic. So I see your brother getting a little excited this morning. Calm down. Just calm down, brother. Love you to death. Love you to death. But let's go and let's have a discussion. Let's have a discussion and let the room determine what happens, okay? Let's do that.
Debate really isn't about whether a republic or a democracy, but understanding that we can be both.
In Michigan, the Republicans did not like the social studies curriculum.
It is biased in a very left-leaning way, and I find that problematic.
So they made a few changes. First of all, they reduced references to the Ku Klux Klan and the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. They reduced gay and lesbian content, and they cut out climate change completely. So the Democrats tried to slip in a few changes of their own, and that draft got the Republicans fired up.
When I look at the things changed between drafts after hundreds of hours of debate, it's mind-numbing.
It's not just happening in Michigan. The standards set by Texas and California, the two biggest U.S. states, are the most influential when it comes to the printing of U.S. school textbooks. And both states are getting pretty partisan when it comes to U.S. history and social studies. In Texas, they have cut Hillary Clinton completely out of history. And in California, a mural depicting George Washington, the first U.S. president who was also a slave owner, has been taken down. So parents, it seems, are voting for which historical narrative they want their kids to learn in school when they pick the school board.
You know what? I'm gonna stop, because this is on topic. It's on topic. It's on topic. All right, I gave a warning. I'm sorry. David, gotta block you. Not because I don't love you. I love you to death. But, all right, so let me address this real quick, because it's all on here. It's gonna show up on the video. Let's not be confused, right? All the religions came from the Egyptians. The popular religions came from the Egyptians, okay? They were translated out of a text called Naga, okay? Moses didn't get it all right. The Sumerians got a lot. There is an earlier religion that all the books of the Bible, the Quran, where they obviously took it from. Let's not get too confused and discombobulated. I saw something about women, so I gotta say this. When Moses translated those texts about original sin, Moses got a few things wrong. At the time, the Egyptians did not appreciate women. There were times Egyptians had more appreciation for women, but at that time they didn't. They blamed women for pretty much everything. And they were cattle. And that's why you got people today treating women like cattle, because they believe in badly translated scripture. And this is what this brother is off on. So I want to clarify this. You were given a fuggle. If you believe women are supposed to wash, clean, cook, and do things like that, they created original sin, you were given a lie. You were given a fake struggle by Moses, someone who couldn't even translate the Naga scripts right. And it's silly and it's stupid. But this is on topic. This is right on with the Sad Guru thing. Maybe I feel bad about blocking him, but he was saying too much. But it's right in line, because you create people like that. You create people and you give them the last generation's problems. As a parent, you give your kids your problems. You're supposed to be making upgrades of them, but you feel you own them. And so you turn them into like this brother David. You turn them into people who aren't even themselves, right? They take up this clone-like existence. They're indoctrinated to go off and fight some other people. And it has to stop. Has to stop. Why? Because you keep breaking the next generation. We're supposed to be getting better. We're supposed to be socially evolving. We're not supposed to be dividing further. We're supposed to be coming together more. Because we hashtag are all gonna die if we keep acting ignorant. We keep taking on the ignorant, fake struggles of the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, and those who built this world. We ain't gonna make it. So I just wanted to address that real quick. That's just silly, dumb, stupid, and all of that. But you gotta let people wake up in their own time. You love people, let them wake up in their own time. You know, do I have thick skin? No, I don't really have so much thick skin, y'all. It's so much as I just don't care. Like, I don't really have thick skin. I don't really care what people think about me. Like, I'm an adult. I'm a grown man. I pull up my pants by myself. And damn it, today they're a little too tight. But I'm okay with that. So I don't have thick skin. I let people be them. I kind of understand, because people are raised to be that way. We break kids, even with the school district, which is what this is talking about, right? The administrations break people. And when they break them through teaching them this indoctrination, giving them lies about history, that there were no dinosaurs. I love dinosaurs as a topic, but the real point is that, you know, that there's great debate now on how many dinosaurs there actually were. When I was in school, there were hundreds of dinosaurs. Now they're saying they're like 8. They were something like 8 or a dozen, a couple dozen, and they just all we're finding the bones, and they're in different stages of like different maturities and whatever. So nobody even knows what's true. I think what we do for kids, you don't give them creationism. You don't give them what is it? They say the LGBTQ agenda. I think you just give them everything. I think you give them everything and you let them figure it out. You give them everything and you let the science and what's best known at the time and let them figure it out. You know what I mean? That's how I kind of feel. Why would you hold anything back from children? Why would you hold anything back from them? All right, so anyway, I'm done with that. This was a long. Let me see if you said anything else great.
Board. At this point in California, the debate has gotten so heated that an empathy Virginia residents who thought that the school textbooks were offensive to evangelical Christians got rather fired up. There were bombings and shootings. Coal miners went out on strike. For most Americans, social studies class is a distant childhood memory, not a burning political controversy. However, in 2019, it seems like everything is getting political, including the classroom.
That's a good stuff, Caleb. Thanks so much for that report. We're joined now by Luther Mercer. He is education.
Do you see that? Do you see why they do it? Because if you can convince people that they can't have their own thought, that they have to live the life that you give them and they take up your struggle. See, the people who run all of this stuff, the big families and corporations, and I don't think, again, they get together in a room and they plan all this stuff out. I just think they're greedy like we're greedy. For the most part, they want to collect, they got fears, and they go a little too far with it. But you give people the division needed for you to dominate a world. That's what it's all about. They don't care nothing about your religion. They don't care nothing about your race. They don't care nothing about your sexual preference. They don't care nothing about none of that. They don't care about no babies. You think they care about abortion? You know how many kids they murder on a daily basis happily? Pedophilia? They don't care nothing about no kids. They just want you to fight. They want you to be stupid enough to go fight for them. They're not going to mount the horse. They want you to mount the horse and go fight some other poor people.
An expert with whole child strategies. We thank you, Mr. Mercer, for being here with us. Well, you know, there's that famous saying that says history is written by the winners, right? So I guess if Republicans win elections in Texas, they get their history. And if Democrats win elections in California, they get to teach their kids their history. Is that the way it should?
Democrats win on this side, they get to teach the kids ignorance. The Republicans get to win, they get to make the kids ignorant too.
Be though.
Well, thank you for having me, Rick. Future generations are going to suffer. That's where we are. Future generations are going to suffer in states where we have now decided that it's not important to teach information, facts, and about the truth regarding what our world consists of, what our science consists of, looking at who we are as this country. When we divert from that and we say, you know what, it's just okay to teach what we think people should know, we're getting into a space that kind of resembles an argument around authoritarian context, around how do we see the world and say this is the propaganda in which we want people to be initiated in.
All right, I'm done with that. Great comment, great comment. The brother's on it. Bottom line, you're a bigot. You were born a bigot. You have birth bigotries. You're indoctrinated to 18. And if you keep carrying that fight, this world is going to end. We all going to die. Ain't nothing good's going to come out of that. Don't ever take up somebody else's struggle because it's always a fuggle. Let the world come together in the way it's supposed to. Let everybody be different. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But we're never teaching truth, so why not do so from our own homes? Well, Ty, I guess I'm not against school. I'm definitely not against teaching from home. I like to go back to what Saj said the other day. That's his name, Saj, like I know him or something. Saj Guru. Is that why are we teaching kids things that we only really guess at ourselves? Like think about science and think about every 10 years how things evolve. Think about religion, right? Every 10 years, well, religion's a little longer because you got to go dig up the scripts and scrolls and translate and look at the Sumerian tablets and start to really realize where the fakeness was put in, where the scriptures were changed and things like that. But every 10 years, science realized how dumb it was 10 years ahead of that. Probably every 30 or so years, religion realizes how little they actually knew, which is why they get you to worship a book and they get you to worship the King James set of scriptures in the way that they were translated at the time where they grabbed them from in all the canons. That's how you make people stupid, is you lock them into worshiping creations of man. And people don't get that, right? Teach kids, better word. Give kids what we know at this time with a grain of sugar, a grain of salt. That's a grain of salt. Give them what we have and say, but we're not sure. The dinosaurs are real, but we have no idea how many there were. We have no idea if Adam and Eve walked with them. We have no idea, because we look back at the ancient text and we look at that site name in Turkey. We look at Göbekli Tepe, and they drew pictures of dinosaurs. So it might be that the Bible was right and archaeology and science is kind of correct, but we're all correct with ish on it. That Ty said correct ish. We're all correct ish. We don't really know this thing. We ain't really figured it out. You know, the whole LGBTQ debate and argument and everything. Like, why? It's stupid. Don't you read your book? You read the scripture. You know that God makes people, right? From the inside to outside. Count every hair on the head. They make every single gay bone in every gay person's body, every cell, every hair, all of it. God made all of it. Absolutely. Top to bottom, front to center. To see what you would do. To see probably if you would love people for being different. Did you pass the test? Did you? Did you do what Jesus did? Did you? Did you go out and find the thieves and the hookers and all the things that you say are evil? All the things that you think are evil from a book that's been changed many times. And maybe at one time in history, somebody, the same way Moses and the Egyptians did, decided we don't like gay people. And so they wrote it in there. They modified what was said. And they didn't even understand it. Because the scary thing is the original root religion that all of this God stuff came from were geoglyphs. They're geoglyphs, and that was the problem. That's why Moses couldn't translate them well, because they were literally drawings. They weren't as evolved as hieroglyphics. They were geoglyphs. So you can get a lot of stuff wrong. So it takes archaeologists and linguistics all over the world and scriptural scholars who are honest, not the ones that, you know, they've locked in their dogma and told God that God has to be affiliated with King James. You know, so that's my point. That's my point. Leave people alone. Because the funny thing about this God thing, it's always testing us and driving us. And if you ask me, I think God is a comedian, because every time I say I ain't gonna do something, I end up doing it. Every time I say I ain't gonna go nowhere, I end up going there. That's why I don't ever say, you know, I'm never going to be in politics. I'm pretty sure that I don't want to, because they kill and murder people and it's a bad thing, and none of them are good people. They're all criminals, and none of them go get on the heavy horse and go fight their own battles. They get stupid people, they get ignorant people to go fight their own battles. They get children. But I never say never. God, whatever that God thing is, a comedian. It's funny. It likes to make you look stupid. All right, look at this. Let me see what else we got. What I want to talk about? Oh, hold on, wait. A couple other things. So the school board was in the news talking about kids. Do I want to touch this one? I'm not sure if I want to touch this one. I don't know. I don't know what to touch it. Y'all get a little excited when it comes to police brutality. I don't know what to touch that. I don't know. Maybe I skipped that one. I don't know. Let me see. Let's move it down. Journalist exposes the child pornography on YouTube. That's the one where they got the YouTube videos with the child pornography. It's on so they got links on the dark web where you can get to the child pornography, but on YouTube they'll show, like, you know, the filtered pictures. And I guess they say people don't want to touch that topic. I don't know why. I don't get why would journalists avoid child pornography? Like, it actually, see, you can't show it on YouTube and you can't show it anywhere. And this is my position on it. I say show it all. I say show it all. Why? Because the same reason I say show the hate speech. This is what your FBI is actually for, or should be for. This is what the NSA should be for. If you can see the problems that people are having, if you can see the mental illness where they would want to see a child with no clothes on or whatever, that's who you need to watch. That's who you need to help, not me. You need to leave the anti-war people alone. You need to leave the people who are like trying to evolve things in a better direction alone. And they need to go see those people. Those are the people that shouldn't be hidden by censorship. They should be the ones who go out and post stuff. Where the FBI can say, oh, yeah, oh, Lord, oh, my goodness, did you see what he wrote in the comment section? Because that's what the YouTube response was, that they were going to block comments on those child advertising pornography videos for the dark web. Now that's what they're supposed to be for. But we know that the security agencies aren't for us. They're not there to protect us, and they're not there to protect your children. They're there to protect Wall Street. They're there to protect the corporatocracy. They're there to protect big corporations and big business. They're there to keep the Democrats and Republicans in conflict so we don't ever change anything. That's why they're there. They're there to watch people who are speaking against them. It's child pornography. They don't care nothing about that. They'll just catch just enough of them to make you think that they're there for you and that you think that they're to protect your children. It doesn't mean that there aren't any good people in those organizations. There are very good people in the FBI. There are very good people in the CIA. But they don't run their organizations. Same thing with the police. You want to go out and fight with the police, you can go out and fight with them all you want. you can go do it. All right, you know what? I'm gonna go there. I gotta show you this. I'm gonna show you this real quick. Out of respect, because I think this girl died, if I'm not mistaken. So I am going to show it. What's the name of my YouTube channel? Be the upgrade, Brandy. Be the upgrade. That's my philosophy in life. Actually, it's not my philosophy, Brandy. I'm not that smart. I'm not that smart to come up with it. Somebody else gave it to. No, actually, nature gave it to me. Come to think of it, like I look at all the plants and the animals, and you know how they actually make the next generation stronger. They make the next generation healthier. And we don't do that. We make the next generation literally dumber. We dumb them down. We give them our problems instead of giving them choices in life. We make them as foolish as we are, or worse. All right, I'm gonna go there. So this girl died.
Community,
so I think I gotta show
African American community. What are they saying about?
Let's go there.
Now
Let's go there for a minute.
Almost 4 years since the mysterious death of Sandra Bland, a 28-year-old African-American woman in Texas at the county jail there, we can now for the first time show you video that Bland recorded of her own arrest. Bland was arrested back in 2015 after a minor traffic stop escalated into a heated exchange with a state trooper. 3 days later, Bland was found hanging in her jail cell. Her death was ruled a suicide, but many activists questioned whether this was really the case. But now, new video footage of that arrest that ultimately led to Bland's untimely death has now been released, and it's truly shocking. Take a look for yourself.
Get out of the car now.
Why am I being apprehended? You trying to give me a ticket for the failure?
Get out of the car.
Why am I being apprehended? You just opened my car door. You just opened my car door. So you threatening to drag me out of my own car.
Get out of the car.
And then you gonna stun me?
I will light you up. Get out.
Wow.
Now.
Wow.
Get out of the car.
For a failure to signal. You doing all of this for a failure to signal.
Get over there.
Right, yeah. Yeah, let's take this to court. Let's do it.
Go ahead.
For a failure to signal. Yep, for a failure to signal.
Get off the phone.
On my school.
Get off the phone.
I'm not on the phone. I have a right to record. This is my property. This is my property. Sir?
Put your phone down right now.
And what's even more shocking, Bland's family attorney is now claiming that he never ever saw the clip until it was shared by a journalist. So joining us now to discuss a little further, Rebecca Bonhomme. She's an organizer with Pan-African Community Action. Rebecca, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So the Bland family and their lawyers say they have never seen this piece of evidence until, I guess, yesterday or this week. Do you think that this is a common occurrence in police brutality cases? And how's that possible since this was her cell phone? How did they keep this from the family?
Well, it just goes to show you, does that look like a woman that was suicidal? Doesn't look that way, in the video that we saw. So, this is just a common occurrence which shows, black women are dehumanized, they're criminalized, and what they say is not believed, like with or without evidence. And we saw that in Sandra Bland's case. She was a working class black woman who knew her rights, and look what happened to her.
Do you believe that this is grounds to have her case reopened? Do you think that any policy changes can really actually come of it?
All right, stop right there. I've seen enough. I don't know the case. I'm gonna give you my points. I'm gonna give you my thoughts on it. Number one, always listen to the person with the gun. Common damn sense. But we break people and we tell them they have rights. You don't have rights. You do not. Your Constitution was suspended back in 1933. You have no Bill of Rights. There's no Constitution. The legislators who write the laws, who send the police after you, have to respect. None of them. You have no rights. Second point, the police kill more white kids than black kids. We are in a police state. They kill more black kids by percentage. Next point, the police don't make their own rules nor laws. They have kids to feed, and they're going to do precisely what Barack Obama, Eric Holder, Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders, and all the rest of the people you cheer will tell them to do to get money. Why? Let me show you this. Let me show you. I'm going to hold this up for a second. Because the kings don't fight their own battles, and they don't give a damn about your race. They don't give a damn about anything other than what the corporations tell them to. Poor people can't defend themselves as well as wealthy people. So more police are sent, they don't choose, are sent to poor neighborhoods, not because they're racist, but because they got money. They're debt collectors for Wall Street. They got to get the money. So they send them to the neighborhoods where they can accost and abuse people most. There are more poor white neighborhoods in the United States of America than poor minority neighborhoods, which is why they go and abuse the trailer park, which is why you have more poor white kids shot than black kids. But it doesn't really matter. The problem is that they've got people on this side of a struggle and that side of a struggle, and that's why nothing changes. Nothing changes. Is the police right? No, hell no, he wasn't right. He was doing his job. He was a little aggressive, but someone, I don't go there. I don't want to go there. I'm going to simply say this. Teach your children, always listen to the person with the gun. Whether they're a woman, a man, whether they got a badge, whether they come from the mafia, it doesn't matter. Point two, let go of this race crap. Let it go. Get rid of it. Take it up, roll it up in a ball, and shove it right back up in the plantation owners, the railroad tycoons, and the robber barons' anuses, where they pulled it out from. Shove it right back up there. Why? Because it is the means of no change. No change. All right, I want to go there. I don't want to go there. I get annoyed. I get annoyed because too many kids are dying. Too many kids are dying over dumb stuff. Everybody agrees. Nobody in any country wants a police state. Only the kings do. The police don't even want the police state. The kings do, because they don't ride out the battle. They sit back and watch the battle. The cowards, they won't go out and collect for Wall Street on their own. That's how it works. You go to your government, Democrat or Republican, you cry about something. I need your help. I'm not an adult. I need you to fix something for me. I don't want to go talk to my neighbor. I want you to do it. And they say, okay, you want me to do it? All right. And they go to the corporations. Anybody want to buy these rights? And can anybody fix this problem? I'm selling rights. Who wants to buy some rights? Here we go. There's First Amendment, Second Amendment, Third Amendment. Who wants to buy some rights? Because we suspended it. It's not theirs anyway. Who wants to buy some rights? And one of them, the corporations step up. Yeah, we'll buy it. We can solve the problem of domestic violence. Okay, and this is a Joe Bidenism. Okay, Violence Against Women's Act. That's what we're going to call it. And the legal industry is going to solve the problem with domestic violence. Think about that, because that's where Biden came from. The legal industry is literally going to solve a social and mental illness and abuse problem in your community. And they do it because you buy the crap. You believe the crap. And you, instead of acting like an adult, listening to the professionals, the behavioral scientists and the neuroscientists, those who know why grown men abuse their wives or people abuse their children, instead of listening to them, you go to politicians. And who do they listen to? They listen to corporations. Why? Because they got a job to do. And their job is not defending you, is not protecting you. Their job is to be employed just like your job. They work for a corporation. The United States corporation is not a government. It is a corporation. They are no more wardens. They're just wardens. What is the job? The job is to get money from corporations to keep your party in power. which means all the parties work for the same powerful men. And you can't do anything about it because you're white, they're black, you're Asian, they're Hispanic, they're Christian, you're Muslim, they're Hindu, you're in this community, you're in the lower class, you're in the middle class, you're this, you're that, and because of that, because you're all divided up. You can't do anything about it, and that's why they do it. This is why there's so many sellouts at the top. But the game is just selling people out and trying to convince them that you're any different. The Republicans are all right, I'm done with it. Done with it. Done with it. You want to fix the police? Stop looking at the police. Go to the big boss. They're the people who write the legislation. They're the ones who send grown men with guns to communities that little children live in. They're the ones who send men with guns to give you a speed ticket. And this woman was pulled over for, what was it? She didn't use her flasher. She turned. She didn't use the flash. Why do we, I'm just process this. We got rapists on the street. We got killers on the street. We got murderers running crazy. We got all kind of mental illness problems. We got all kind of problems where we need people with gun to do something about. And then people over for not flashing the lighty thing. You know what? And this is where my IT background comes in. This is what I'm saying. Stop going to politicians to solve problems because they don't solve any problems. It's not their job. All you gotta do is you got the cameras on all the lights. You can look at a car and see was the flasher on. The flasher was a little piece of line, little piece of code, 6 lines long. Is the flasher on? Yes. Is the flasher on? No. Is the flasher was on? No. Equals send ticket to mailing address. What is the license plate number? Boom, done. Nobody gets shot. They get a little ticket right in the mail. Now I don't believe in that. I don't believe in laws. But what I'm saying is as long as we believe in laws, they're very simple answers where nobody gets murdered, where no one ends up suicided. So I'm done with that, All right. Let me see. Don't challenge the police. Exactly, Lori. Don't challenge the police. Don't challenge the people with the guns. Shut up and do exactly what they tell. Is it wrong? Yes, it is wrong. Does it make us feel like we're slaves? Yes, and we should feel like we're slaves because we are slaves. We have wardens. We have owners. George Carlin explained to you, we don't have government. We have owners. They own us. When you act like you got rights, that's when you get shot. You don't have any rights. We gave up on that. All right? All right, there we go. Done. Don't challenge people. Don't challenge the COs. They're correctional officers. Don't challenge them. Do exactly what they tell you to do. Go home and tell the community about it. That's what you do. If you ever meet, and here's the issue. Here's the issue I have. Most police are good people. They're just like you. Like most teachers are good people, just like you. Most priests are good people, just like you. But everybody was indoctrinated to certain things. Trust that and respect that. We can solve the problems. They're not hard problems to solve. We think we solve the problems with hate and anger and division. And you'll never beat the Rothschilds, Rockefellers again. You'll never beat Milton Bradley at Monopoly. Because if you don't know how the game is played, you will get played. And I just sit there and I watch the majority of people. This is why I'm not in the battle. Once again, I'm back in the woods. I'm not in the battle. I'm not on this side fighting, and I'm not on that side fighting because they're both dummies. They're both foolish people who are indoctrinated to foolishness. And I'm not on his side either. I'm not on his side. I'm back in the woods. I'm just watching the battle. That's it. I'm just sitting back like, I can't believe y'all are taking these people seriously. Like, it is 2019 and y'all still trust your kings and lords. You still believe you are what you were told when you were born because your mother and father have the good sense to tell you that you are something special, that they don't own you, that no community owns you, to be a critical thinker. All right. There's a lot of other stuff I want to talk about. All right. Anybody upset with me? I know people get upset with me. It's stupid. Like, we play these games, we act immature, we create the problems, we let our owners make business of the problems, and that's all legislation and law is, and then we cry about the problems never go away. It boggles my mind. What else? Barcelona school bans 200 books. Let me I'll show you what I'm looking at. Here we go. This is stuff I was looking at this morning. Barcelona school bans 200 books for being sexist. Another stupid thing. I'm against all book burnings. I think all books are good. people had thought, they wrote a book, it was important, it's information, details, you may not like it, and that's all the more reason you need to read it. Why? Because one, it documents history, what people were thinking at the time, but also it documents real experiences, which are important for us to learn from. It makes us better when we see the bad and the good. So you should never have a book burning, you should never censor. Anytime that's happening, that means somebody's trying to play you. So that's stupid, that's dumb. But they banned Little Red Riding Hood, if I remember that right. So that's ridiculous. These are the dumb things that we're up to in the world. Let me see, U.S. to step up diplomatic and economic pressure on Venezuela, right? And of course, Pence said we're gonna go, all options are on the table. That's what he said in this video. He said, all options are on the table. All I wanna know is I want somebody to send him an email. Anybody know Pence? Anybody know Obama? Anybody know Trump? So is this option on the table where you actually get on the war horse and you lead the charge? Can we have an option on the table where you actually be a man instead of a coward? Can we do that? Can we do that just once? I just want to see an American president lead the charge. That's what I want to see. I want to see like a man instead of a little coward to sit back there. That's why I can't be president. That's why I can't. Because they start coming with that nonsense like, oh, you're a coward of a president. Because that's what they said about Obama to get him to go off and murder a bunch of people and genocide 85,000 brown kids. I want to say it that way because I don't want anyone to be confused. Don't be confused. Don't get played by the color of your fur or your skin. You're stupid if you are. Don't get played. They will turn. Everybody that got that color in skin will turn on you the minute they get power over you. The minute they get a job as a correctional officer or warden in the place you live, they will turn on you. Don't be fooled. Our problems are psychopathy and the human condition, and race has none, besides the fact we're all related anyway. All right? So they went after Obama. They said, he's a weak president. This is the answer. This is how it should have went if he was a man instead of a wimp. All right. I'm a wimp, huh? Yeah, Republican, come on here. Come on to the White House. Nah, get off me. Get off me, CIA. Get off me. What's that? Get off me, security agency. Don't hold me. Secret police. Let that mother in. Yeah. I call down to the front desk. White House? Yeah, somebody is a Republican. He need to come in. Was it John McCain or something? John McCain need to come in. He need to come on in. Let him in. No, I give him a pass. Let him in. Come on here. Look, you sign this document right here. You sign because when I knock you out, you ain't suing me. That's what a president's not a coward. Y'all want to keep this violence going? Then you get a man in office that's willing to go do his fighting for himself instead of little children, little 14-year-old. Okay, I pushed them a little bit. You get little 18 and 19-year-old kids. Send them to war to go fight for things they don't even understand. That's the act of a coward. Tell me Trump is a man. He's a coward. Just like Obama, just like Bernie, just like OAC and ICO, all of them. May, Merkel, Putin, they're all cowards. Well, no, never mind. No, I'll take that back. Sorry, not Putin. I was playing, man. I was playing, man. Shoot, look, all of them. Y'all call me a punk in the White House. It's going to be a battle royal around the Oval Office, and we're going to see who the coward is. That's what real men do. That's what real women do. They stand up for what's right. They believe in a fight, they'll go fight. They don't sit behind a desk like a wimp. But not Putin, Putin. Because I was president and Putin was like, Gerard is a coward. I'd be like, yeah, I show him. Pick fights you can win. Pick a fight you can win. That man know kung fu, karate, kareze, and he know judo and all the rest of it. He ain't faking. That's one dude. Now he doesn't do his fighting because he's wealthy now and a billionaire. That man beat the hell out you. I ain't going on TV getting beat out of me by no damn Putin. That ain't gonna happen. But it's a point there. There's a point there. Do your own fight. Do your own fight. If you believe in it. And I don't believe in it. Like, I'm an anti-violence guy. I don't believe in violence. I think we should have evolved past this nonsense a long time ago. I think violence is for people with the intellects who haven't evolved enough to fix a problem with words. Every problem is fixable with words. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. There isn't anything we need to start a war for. The problem is you keep picking ignorant people who don't know how to negotiate, don't know how to talk to people to be your leaders. And that whole little thing about the Federal Reserve, and that whole little thing about you actually don't have a constitution, you have an oligarchy. and they're dominating the entire world. All right, I'm done with that. I know Pence. All options are on the table. Yeah, I want to see that option. Can I see that option where you go fight for your damn self? That's the thing that you believe in so much because you love children so much and Maduro's hurt you. You go do the fighting. Get real quiet then. All right. We need to find a way to work with the Russians. Bill Richardson. I don't know Bill Richardson. I didn't like him. I didn't like what he said. I love the guy. He's my family. He's my cousin. But I didn't like what he said. Well, not that we don't need to find a way to work with the Russians. He was trying to say that the Russians, they need to get involved in the world stage. They can be very beneficial to the conversation. And I don't think that they need to. I don't think that, number one, America shouldn't be around telling nobody else what to do in their house. In their house, filthy, dirty, got roaches, stink, got fleas, bugs, everything flying around, starving children and poverty and roads falling apart, bridges just crippled and just blown up. All kind of crazy stuff happening in America. Mental illness running around, pharmaceutical industry, poisoning everybody. Got that damn pharmaceutical company. What's the name of that thing? Questcor, that took a drug. It was a drug that treats infant seizures, and they raised it 97,000% in price. It was $40 and they made it $39,000. Infant seizure medication. They went from a modest profits to being a billion-dollar corporation on infants to stop having seizures. If you can't figure out your own sentience to take care of some damn infants, you can't realize your pharmaceutical industry are criminals and corrupt, and you got crony capitalism spreading everywhere, you don't got no right to be involved in geopolitical nothing. You need to be geo-fixing your damn country, which is what no president ever does. That's why they sit there and they talk about all the bad things everybody else has done to get you angry and scared and get you worried about things. And meanwhile, our country ain't crap. Unfortunately, it's just not. That's what happens when you have an oligarchy. They destroy the country. I know I talked about the guy for a minute there. Hold on, where is he at? Bill Richardson? I'll let you hear what he had to say for a minute. I disagree with
the events in Venezuela and Iran make us excited to bring you part 2 of our extended interview with former U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Bill Richardson. In this interview, I asked him about U.S. foreign policy and a couple of the stories that we've just been talking about. But we also discussed the state of U.S. relations with Russia and where diplomacy stands in the world today.
I think we have to look at what our strategy is. I think in Venezuela, we're on the right side, in my judgment, with Guaido, as long as we don't talk about military intervention. And I think the problems there is the negotiated solution is with the Venezuelan military and with Russia and with Cuba. In Iran, I'm concerned. Look, I think Russia can play a key role in getting Iran to tone down its help for countries and issues that are real problematic. But Russia somehow and the United States, despite the decent relations between the two leaders, we have a bad relationship on Syria, on Ukraine, on nuclear weapons. I try to get this American out, Paul Whelan, and the Russian government won't even talk to me, and I'm a private citizen with a lot of friends in Russia. So I think we've got to find ways to work with Russia on all of these issues, on Venezuela, on Iran, on Ukraine, on nuclear weapons, on so many issues, and we're not doing it.
Well, you know, this past weekend we've heard very little what actually came from the conversation, but it seemed like it was productive. A phone conversation between President Trump and President Putin and their translators in between. For some reason, it seems like there was actually more positive that came out of that conversation than those people around it. What do you think might be the holdup between us actually getting, like you said, your situation, trying to get an individual out of Russia? Why do you think we seem to have this lack of communication going on between the different countries and the leadership involved?
Well, I think one of the problems is sometimes President Trump doesn't listen to his advisors. On Venezuela, for instance, he says that Russia and President Putin want a peaceful solution. Well, I disagree. Russia's too involved militarily with Venezuela. And so Pompeo and Bolton say one thing, the president says another, and obviously you have to take what the president says as America's policy. So there has to be better coordination. I like the fact that the president and Putin are able to talk. I think the president lets Putin off too easily on some of the major differences, but at the same time, I think it's good that they have a personal rapport, and maybe it'll eventually work towards bringing some solutions. Like right now, the worst thing that could happen is a little brush fire in Iran that could provoke something more serious. I think in Venezuela, something could be worked out so that there's an election there. There's the Venezuelan military realizing that things aren't going too well with the man they're backing, President Maduro.
Well, you've laid out how America might be able to salvage kind of after this past, this past week and some of the issues that have come up out of Venezuela. But I want to go back to Iran before I let you go here. John Bolton has announced the carrier strike fleet is heading to the Middle East based on these undisclosed threats. We still don't have specifics. Is that enough for the public to accept this U.S. aggressive strategy as a reaction without more information being released? I remember what happened in the Gulf War and this idea that there were chemical weapons, and we found out that that was not necessarily true. Now, should the public just be accepting what John Bolton is doing without actually having specific threats being lobbied or registered against from Iran to the United States?
Well, there has to be evidence, and I haven't seen it yet, that Iran is threatening American troops in Iraq and Syria, that they're making a move. I want to see that evidence. If there is evidence there, then I think our response, a proportional response of sending some carriers, is justified. I want to see it, but I don't want to see Iran all of a sudden say, I'm going to start enriching uranium, which they might, or we're going to stop some of the nuclear inspections based on the agreement, because right now France...
All right, I got to stop. I can only do so much of it. All right, I got my full. We are literally listening to an idiot. I don't even know who this guy is. It blows my mind. We're literally talking about what to do in someone else's house. That Russia is violent. Russia. He was talking about Russia. They just want war in Venezuela. We can get some elections in Venezuela. I'm like, who is we? Who's this we? Who is we? We with your French now? What we? Wait, well, we. They know we. You don't see Venezuelans as family. Those people, they picked Maduro. That's not your, and if they don't like him, that's up to them to vote him out. That's got nothing to do with us. Nothing. This is the globalism that people voted for Obama, they wanted to stop. This is the globalism that people who voted for Trump wanted to stop. Is it stopping? Literally sitting right there in your own house, like talking about your neighbor, and your own wife ain't got no food and biscuits, and she mad you ain't bring no roses. It blows my mind. But the news is just entertainment. It's just entertainment. And I know y'all gonna take this next election seriously. I know how that goes. Y'all, we need to get upset. Look at who just said something. I'm just gonna laugh at the whole thing. The whole thing is ridiculous. All right, I'm gonna look at comments, but I know somebody's gonna, I'm gonna let you know, right? I'm gonna let you know right now. But what do we do about Iran? They're gonna start enriching uranium. Couple points. Number one, it actually is against the Islamic laws to make nuclear weapons. Number one, and those people tend to believe in their religion, unlike us. Number two, Iran should have nukes. I disagree with their laws. They should have nukes. Why? Because America has nukes. And the reason why America has bases, what is it? They're saying close to almost 1,000 bases now. They got the 600 you know about, and then all the ones that you don't. They're suspecting 1,000 bases all over this world. It's because the rest of the world doesn't have nukes. They should have nukes. If they had nukes, we'd have a peaceful government. If they had nukes, you wouldn't have Rothschilds buying wars with our young soldiers to go fight and die for oil and minerals. Everybody should have nukes. Why? Because America has them. Bottom line, that's not really American. I'm not a good American. I'm not. I suck, y'all. I'm not a good American. I suck. I like the other George Carlin said, I'm not a good American because I like to think for myself. I don't let my government think for me. I don't let political parties think for me. I don't let politicians, they're morons. I don't let them think for me. Besides that, they're psychopaths. They kill and murder children. I don't let people who kill and drop bombs and murder children and bury them under rubble so they can die slowly over a week. I don't let them make my decisions. I don't let people who let Quest Corps exist and raise the price of medication that'll let a little infant stop having seizures from $40 to $40,000 so they can be billionaires. It's called crony capitalism. People say, well, what's crony about that? They banned natural medicine. Why did they ban natural medicine? So they could do crap like that. And they'll take some of that $1 billion that they made, buy the politicians so they don't change the drug price. And who was it? The Department of Justice. Ain't no J in that. They had the case for 7 years. They haven't done anything with it. They sealed the records. Quest Corps, because the whistleblowers came forward, they sealed the record and they didn't do anything about it. Eric Holder, Obama, they did nothing, nil. Trump came in, nil. Because they don't care. I don't let people like that make my own decisions. So no, I'm not a good American. I suck, I'm a good human. That's it, I'm a good human. I look out for other people, that's my job. All right, do some comments, and I'm gonna get out of here. I mean, the news is entertainment for me anymore. I just look at it and I try to find something that's interesting, something that dictates when I need to go hide in the bunker. But short of that, it actually is nothing. Oh, wait, no, I'm not done. Hold on, something else is kind of interesting. This one right here, what was this? This is the deep fake video. That's where they can use videos to fake being politicians. Did y'all see that? That was they faked.
Lawmakers in states across the country are looking at ways to fight a new technology which uses artificial intelligence to make deep fakes. Deep fakes, what are those? Okay, those are videos which are made to look like someone is really doing or saying something that they haven't. Confused? Well, it can be. Listen, legislators fear they can be used to spread misinformation during an election. The civil rights groups have said the bills could infringe on free speech. Here's an example.
For instance, they could have me say things like, Killmonger was right. President Trump is a total and complete dip. You see, I would never say these things, at least not in a public address, but someone else would. Moving forward, we need to be more vigilant with what we trust from the internet. It's a time when we need to rely on trusted news sources.
All right, I have no problem with this, actually, at all.
To explain, we turned to investigative journalist Ben Swan. Thanks for joining us, Ben. Okay, you look at that, it's obviously a fake, but we're seeing it on our high-quality televisions. Now that most people watch on their phones or on other types of media, some people could actually believe that video to be true. Why is this something we should be concerned about?
We shouldn't be.
Well, I don't know how much concern we need to have about it. Look, there's obviously the technology is out there. It allows for these deepfake videos to be created.
Hey, man. That's why, Benny, you look kind of fake in that. Look at... Is it just me? I don't know. Look at his hair. Hold on. Let me move it down. I don't know if you can see the top of his hair. He looking kind of fake in that. All right, here's the thing. I don't really care. I don't care. They're like, but we got elections. Well, if you believe in the elections, then I guess you should care. I don't care. You know, because in the point in this video where he was making, he said people need to stop trusting the internet. No, they don't. People need to stop trusting everything and think for themselves. All the politicians are lying. Why do you care if it's some other guy pretending to lie for them? They're all lawyers. I don't really care. I don't care. Now, if we had a real government, that might be something. But y'all need to stop with your hero worship and your demigod hate. These politicians are there to lie for you for corporations. So why do I care if it's somebody trolling them and putting on the Trump face or Obama face or Bernie face? I really don't care. They're all liars anyway. So to me, I think it's funny. If you're concerned, then I get it. I understand you've been indoctrinated to be concerned. But I'm not concerned. So I thought that was fun. I actually was concerned back when I cared. And I thought that politicians ran the world. That they didn't lie all the damn time. Now I'm an adult, man. I don't have time for that. I really don't care enough about that. All right, the last couple ones. Did I miss anything? There was a lot of interesting, fun stuff. Eat fake videos. The whole world is fake. Everything is literally fake. Your brain is literally looking at electrons and neurons and wave energy and putting together a fake picture in your brain. Everything's fake. Everything is a matrix and always has been. All right, let me race through the last couple because there was a lot of good stuff. I'm gonna keep going. I'll look at the comments first. Where are we at? Whistleblowers, Quest Corps. Okay, where are we at? Okay, right. Whistleblower, Quest Corps linked to 97,000 price hike. Boom. You know, that's how you know you have a crony government. They ban natural medicine so the pharmaceutical industry can make a big money selling synthetic drugs so kids will have seizures and they don't give a damn so they can get campaign contributions. Trump played, and by the way, yes, so they banned cannabis, and cannabis helps seizures. Why did they ban it? So people are like, no, they're legalizing cannabis. No, they're not. No, they're not. If you don't have a medical license, is it legalized for you? No. It's called a ban. It's still banned. The only place they legalize it where it's 100%, they leave you alone and let you exercise your constitutional rights and your Bill of Rights that you actually don't have because they suspended it. But if they actually let you do it, then you could do it. But if you don't have a medical license, it's still a ban. It's a ban on you. If you don't have a grower license, it's still a ban. You can't do it. It's regulated. You got to buy licenses and all of that stuff. It's still banned. And why they ban it? They ban it so they can make big money. They'll make big money from the Quest Corps psychopaths, or they'll make big money from you buying to get a license to get something that you are supposed to have the right to do anyway. Came out of Garden of Eden, God gave it to you. All right. Trump plays hardball with China. Yeah, I like trade wars, so you know, trade war. It's a billionaire's game. I have no dog in that fight. Don't really care. Trade wars are good. They help small business. They help local business. You should be buying from your neighbors anyway. But that's not what Trump's doing. Trump is doing selective tariffs because he's helping his billionaires, and you're mad at the other billionaires, and you choose this set of billionaires. And I have no dog in that fight. Let me see. Trump plans major rally in hurricane-scarred Florida. Yeah, I guess there's the election coming, so they're doing a rally. I don't really care. It doesn't matter who's president. Doesn't matter who's in Congress. Doesn't matter who's senator. They're all psychopaths. When it comes to basic common sentience, I don't really care. You kill children or you don't. That's the bottom line. You start wars or you don't. That's the bottom line. You drop bombs, 100 bombs a day or you don't. That's the bottom line. The rest of the stuff I really don't care about. I like healthcare. I like the idea but it's not healthcare, it's disease care, it's disease management. But I like the idea of people getting the help that they need, but I have no interest in you paying for it and murdering people in Venezuela to pay for it. That's how I get down. All right, let me see. Tormented Christian finds refuge, in the West, and that was really cool. I see a BB, she was the Christian being persecuted. People say, you're talking about Christian persecution, the Christians. Well, yeah, the Christians are being persecuted. Everybody's being persecuted. Everybody's being oppressed because we live in a violent world and we don't want to change it. So yeah, the Christians are being persecuted, but she made it back here. She came from Pakistan. And what happened? What happened? She said something to a man that she said something to a man or something. He didn't like it. And because of that, right. She touched the bowl. They drink water out of the bowl. She touched the bowl and they didn't like it. And she said some things that they didn't like. And they didn't want to drink from the bowl because a woman Christian touched the bowl. You need Christian only and Muslim only bowls. And you need black only, white. Y'all see how that goes? And then they're going to have soon got vaccinated kid, unvaccinated only drinking fountains. You know it's going that way. So I don't get on any sides of it. I think you should not murder a woman because she touched a bowl and she's Christian. That's dumb. That's stupid. That means you've been given an indoctrinated fight. You need to grow up. So she made it to Canada. So she's safe. Thank you, Canada. Thank you. Appreciate Canada. Love you, Canada. Not really, because y'all murder people too. You still sending weapons over to the Saudis and they're genociding more people. So yeah, you're not really. Remember I tell you, they usually do just enough good to make you actually think that there's sentience in any of these governments, and they're not. They're just killers. How billionaires get rich. And I'm not mad at them. No, don't get me wrong. It's not an anti-government thing. Not the people in the government. I don't like the government as a model, but the people. Because the people, they're just doing what we would do if we were in that position anyway. We just didn't luck up and get in that position, so we don't get to kill and murder people for money. The same brain that's in their head is in your head. Our problem is the model that allows these things and allows people, because we all do it. Money breaks people, more money, more problems. If you were them, you'd be them. Stop judging them. Judge your model. Judge your system. Fix your system. All right. How billionaires get rich on the backs of students. Yeah, that's education. That's stupid. Yes, education is a racket. College is a racket. Absolutely stupid. Not even a discussion point. If you actually make your children your future, the future of your land. I hate the word country, but the future of your land and the future of your world. If we're all family, 7 billion family members, 7 billion family around this world, and you're actually making the people who are designing the automation and robots to help other people help the world buy their education, that's stupid. That's just dumb. That's just that we need to evolve out of this idea that you got to pay to get wisdom, or you got to pay to get information, or you got to pay to do a job. That's just dumb. That's the dumbest thing and it's crony anyway. It's all cronyism, capitalism. It's crony capitalism. You'll never have real capitalism. It'll always be crony. Satellite image of China building an ultimate aircraft carrier. That's right, don't care. America has a whole bunch of them. China has like 2, and this is the 3rd one, super carrier, biggest carrier in the world to dominate the Asia, the Pacific Sea, because they got the little islands and they're making them islands and putting bases and airplanes and all of that stuff on there. Not worried about that, not really scared about that. We do that too. We've been doing it. And China, is this an action or a reaction? Is China doing it as an action, or are they doing it as a reaction? We are letting our government stay violent and the whole world is reacting. Iran, they say they're going to start enriching uranium. Oh my gosh. Well, I don't think it's for a bomb, but if they make a bomb, that's what they should do. Why? Because we got bombs and we're threatening the entire world. They are reacting. They are not acting. If we want to fix the problem, you don't invade them. You get your own government to stop nuking, not stop making nukes, and stop threatening with nukes. Netanyahu can't be trusted. We should know that. He is a psychopath. He is actually oppressing the real Jews, or the other Jews, will be nice, the other Jews in this country. If he is a Jew, I don't know. He doesn't act like it. Doesn't act like he read anything in the Torah. All right, last thing. Why you, well, yeah, that's the place you're supposed to get your cell phone from them. Don't get your cell phone from anybody else. So they're not actually tracking you and monitoring you. And it doesn't work really good with 5G. You know, if you're going to walk around with a monitoring device, you need to walk around with a monitoring device that does not work in the systems that want to monitor you. If you are going to be watched by the deep state and they know everything, listen to everything, turn your cameras on, turn your mic on, know the size, your underwear, who you're fighting with, where you're going, track you everywhere. You want it to be a country that isn't dominating you, right? You don't want it to be your own king. You want somebody else's king to monitor you because the other king can't do nothing to you. This king can murder you and throw you in prison. So that's, yeah, it has to do with the extradition and all that stuff. Sorry, I'm done with that. That's the news in a minute. All right, what y'all talking about? Then I'm gonna get the heck out of here. Pamela Bacon is a kind of thing. I don't know who Pamela Bacon is, Tina. I don't, you know. Oligarchy. Thank you, Beaufont. Keep saying it. People will get it one day. They'll understand. Corporations run the government. They don't actually have a government. Please keep saying oligarchy so people actually get it. You do not have a government, you have an oligarchy. Greed and money and big corporations decide everything. The face does not matter at all. CBD oil will do it without poisoning the child and works better. Exactly, Brother John, and that's why I call it crony capitalism, right? Because by the government, they write the legislation and they make money selling their product and preventing you from exercising your own Bill of Rights to do it yourself. They take away your sovereign rights. They take away your free will. They defy all the gods that gave you all free will. They defy the whole idea of a constitution and Bill of Rights and do anything they want. And this is the power of corporations. And that's why I say you want to really solve a problem, get rid of big corporations. Make sure that corporations can only have 500 people and the whole world will change. MSM is trying to promote fear amongst the people that China's current military budget has just doubled. The truth is that their military budget is still a small fraction of what ours is. Right, Megs, they can quadruple their military budget and will not catch us. They could take our military budget and they don't print the money, so they can't actually do it. But if they could do it, they could do double our spending. And they still got decades to catch up to the Americans. Because the Americans are cowards. Unfortunately, I live in a country full of cowards. They're scared. They're scared of the shadow. They're scared of ghosts. They're scared of energy. They're scared of every daggone thing. And there's nothing to be scared of. The killer's here. The killers are here and they're killing everybody. And when we misbehave, they kill us. That's what we need to be worried about, not no damn China. You know, but people, they believe it. They believe it. And so that's why we are here. They still believe the kings and the lords who actually start the conflicts but won't go fight in the conflict. They start the war, but they won't lead the charge. And that should tell you everything that you need to know. They don't actually believe in it. They're paid to do it. Israel has nukes and they are immune from inspection. Exactly, Eileen. They have 200 nukes. Let's be right. They have over 200 nukes and they're scared of all their neighbors, right? Yeah, we need to protect Israel. Israel can take care of themselves, and we made sure of that. Not we, this whole we, I ain't French. I got a lot of French family. I'm not French. No we. It's no we in government. Not in America, not in the Pentagon. It's them. Rothschild, Rockefeller, Mellon, DuPont, like it's all them. Big bank, central banking, they own everything. That's why we don't have a constitution. Department of Injustice, yes, Mary, there's no justice coming out of the Department of Justice. It never will, because we don't blame the Department of Justice. People blame the police, they blame the FBI, they blame the CIA, they blame Homeland Security, and none of those people actually write the laws. They're just doing their job, working for a murderous corporation like you are. All right, learn how to find the root problems if you want to ever solve anything. All right, what we got on YouTube? Dang, I'm way over my time. I want to see some comments before I get out of here. Why doesn't Gropey Joe worry about the abused women guarding the Venezuelan embassy in DC? Yeah, exactly. Good point. He ran away when confronted about it. Didn't want to know. Okay, I didn't know he ran away from the conversation, Patricia, but that they don't care. That's what I'm saying. They literally don't care. Gropey Joe Biden can't keep his hands off of anybody, but he gonna write the Violence Against Women's Act to protect women. Your intellect, it's got to be better than that. Like it's a couple of neurons are not firing. The dendrite connection, need to make a couple more of them if you think that Creepy Joe actually gives two damns about abused women or abused children. The man has issues. The man should get it. And I love him. Like I said, he's family, but he doesn't need to be president. He needs to be in an institution getting some help. That's what I'm saying. All of them. Not just him. I ain't gonna pick on him. Right on point, the USA is acting deplorable on almost every issue in foreign involvement. That's what I'm saying, Carolyn. You know, I'm not saying Russia's good, but what I am saying is Russia is slowing down the ignorance, is slowing down the violence, and that's a great thing compared to where they used to be quiet when we were destroying things. So, go for it, Russia. Go for it, Putin. Absolutely. You know, and it's not an anti-American thing. And let's clarify that. I'm trying to figure out the right way to say it. You have to be your biggest own critic. That's a sign of maturity. It's a sign of evolution. You have to be your own biggest critic. If you're in America and you love your country, if you're in Britain and you love your country, you're in France and you love your country and the people that are around you, you should be its biggest critic. It should be obvious that you're constantly critiquing it, trying to make it better. If you love your children, who's their biggest critic? Should be you. Why? Because you're critiquing them and you're trying to make them better. If you let your kids go do anything they want, like Americans let the American government go around the world do anything they want geopolitically and keep voting for the presidents, you don't give a damn. There's a difference between people who actually care and smart enough to know how to care and people that don't give a damn and they're ignorant and they don't actually understand. And none of that'll get me in trouble when people cry about it. Report. You know, that's how it goes. I'm not here to pull punches. I'm here to be honest with you. You know, I used to be you, so I'm not judging you. I used to be you, literally. You know, but now I see where this world is going. We got to make changes, and those changes start from looking in the mirror as a country, as a political party, if you're still doing that, as yourself, as your group or your race or your religion, if you're still doing that, and critiquing and making it better, evolving it to be better. Otherwise, we stay lost in the ignorance. Bill Richardson was on the most corrupted governor. Bill Richardson was one of the most corrupted governor of my state of New Mexico and now owns a large share in Genie Oil and in the Golan Heights, Syria. Exactly. Didn't make sense, Augustine. Didn't make sense right there. Always follow the money. Follow the money, honey. Just follow the money. All you got to do, follow the money. Emotions don't make the world go round. Your voting doesn't make the world go round. Money makes the world go round. Dee Dee says they're reptiles. They could be. They could be reptilian. I don't know how you can murder children and sleep at night, so they could be. They totally could be reptilian. I don't deny stuff like that. Like Brother David here earlier, he's always on the flat earth stuff. I might unblock him if he's be nice. Well, not be nice. It's not so much. I prefer to be nice. I prefer to be kind to people. It's just when you're like, you know, if you're here to cause problems and you want other people to be you, then, you know, all right, I'm fine with that. You know, show everybody you're right in a few comments. Show everybody how arrogant you are in a few comments that you know it all. Okay, then shut up. You know, let other people make up their own minds. If you post something that's good, then other people will believe it. Let them believe it. But if you have to keep boom, 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 obviously you don't actually believe it. You're just trying to get people to believe what you believe. You're trying to force them to be you, and you don't even know who you are. Have enough respect for people to not be narcissistic. Let them make up their own minds. I'm not here to make anybody think like me. Let other people think for themselves. You know, don't work on your sociopathism in that way. Don't become more of a sociopath and more of a narcissist where people have to agree with you. Let people make up their own minds. All right. Discernment, research, your sources. What is their agenda? Right, Lord, but people don't like to research. Research takes time. Being intellectually lazy, that's just be first to the point and be emotional and bring other people. You know, and that makes other people right. That makes you right, I guess. Good morning, Jasmine. Good morning, Tina. All right, let me see. The government has no right to take away a human being's human rights. They have no authority to do it. The paper only is supposed to remind you of that. Ew, go on, John. Go on, Brother John. You know, we disagree, and sometimes we do not disagree on that. We do not disagree on that. That's why I say law is important. Law is important, but it's not as important as you think. The Constitution, Bill of Rights, they're important, but not as important as you think, because I have my rights to be me. Then I'm going to be me. I don't care where I was born. I don't care what you think and what a king wrote on some paper, what I am supposed to do or not supposed to do. I'm going to do what the hell I want to do. And I'm going to make a choice. You know, Martin Luther King said an unjust law should be broken. I make my choices every day. What laws I break and what laws I don't. I try to follow the laws. I try to do the best that I can. But I'm not here to follow the king's laws. I'm not here to follow your country's laws. I'm here to live my life. And I'm going to live my life. You know, and then you weigh your cause. You weigh your cause. If I had a child that was having seizures, you better bet they be getting CBD oil. I don't give two damns what you got to say about it. You know, and if you come for me, we going to be on the news. That's just how it goes. And I'm not telling people to do that. That's me. That's me. And it could be in my indoctrination, could be violent portion of me, could be who knows what. I don't know. I don't really care. I'm just being honest with you. If my kid was having seizures as an infant and you wanted to ban drugs, I don't care what you want to ban. That's your business. That's between you and your ignorance and your child. It's not anything to do with me and mine. I'm going to make sure mine's taken care of. That's just how my brain works, and that's what I'm here for, because I don't fear you. I don't have any fear of you. I don't have any fear of your dragoons or what you want to do. I'm going to live my life. That's how this works. That's the only way we get out of this, people, is you have your own sovereignty and you respect the sovereignty of other people. Nations aren't sovereign. Laws aren't sovereign. Kings aren't sovereign. They're sovereign in their own body and their own skin. Your politicians, they're not sovereign in your skin and your body. All right, that's what I'm saying. So that's what Brother John's saying. I absolutely agree. You know, the paper laws are there to remind you that you have free will and God gave it to you. Whatever God is, you have natural rights like a bumblebee, a bug, a roach, whatever. You have the right to live somewhere, eat some food and drink water without paying homage and kissing the king's ring or the government's, because it's the same damn thing. If you find me a government that respects people's sovereignty and lets them be human beings the same way they let deers be deers and birds be birds, then you got something we can talk about. Until then, I actually don't care. And you're not going to get me voting to enslave me more. That's stupid. I'm not that dumb. I might have been born yesterday, but not at midnight. All right. Trump is in Florida for golfing. Yeah, he is. Well, you know he's going to golf, man, because he doesn't make any decisions. Neither did Obama. They just sit there because people believe them. And their job is to make it believable. He's going to be down there at Mar-a-Lago. Is that where Mar-a-Lago is? Then on the golf course. He's going to be golfing down there with Tiger Woods, laughing, chilling, drinking beers, doing everything that they do. While people think, he's racist, we need to hate him. And the other side, he's fighting for us. He's taking on the deep state. He down there golfing with his black friend. That's just how it goes. You know, they still think that, oh, he's fighting for America. And I'm like, you see all the money that's going to these other countries? It's literally getting on the jets and flying to other nations while the roads in your country are falling apart. They're literally giving the jobs to different billionaires, big corporations with automation and robots, literally rolling out 5G saying we need 6G. Do you still think he's fighting the deep state? You know, do you think 5G is for you? It's for lightning fast internet. Nope, it's for the police state. It's for the deep state to control you. The bureaucracy that's always in control. which is why presidents don't matter. They have bureaucrats that run everything, and they're not presidents, and they're not elected officials, because the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, and Mellons, and the rest of those families, they're not stupid. You are, and so am I, because I used to play in the system, but I'm trying to play less. All right. She burned the Quran too. Did she, Deborah? Okay. Well, you know what? You know what? That stuff. I don't know why people get outraged over that stuff. Burning Bibles and Qurans and flags and stuff. None of that stuff is mine anyway. It's like if it's yours, you can burn it. You go pay for it. All right, you gonna pay for it. That's yours. I don't care about that stuff. It's just paper. We don't actually know what God is anyway. We just have a few scriptures left over from ancient people who left a long damn time ago. And you got people who try to convince you that they know what those people believed in, but we're finding out more and more every day, finding more archaeology, more old ancient texts, showing us that we need to be evolving how we think, painting a better picture of what those God things were actually trying to do. They were trying to grow us up. They were trying to evolve us and make us adults. They were trying to show us love. But then the kings came along and used it for hate. Those who wanted to control you the same way these Democrats and Republicans are doing with your intellect now, using your hate to get you to go out and fight their battles, or battles they were paid to fight for corporations. But they just put it in the way that you believe it, so you do that. That's okay. I don't tell people not to vote. Go vote if you want to go vote. If that's what your mind tells you what to do. Mine doesn't tell me that. That's why I say I'm okay with everything. Don't tell other people what to do. Based on the history of the male being the aggressive of the species, perhaps the feminine species should be rulers. Lots of laughter. No, Carolyn, they should not. No, they not. I know some aggressive women. I hadn't been hit by a woman too, pushed around, and I did not touch them back. So don't even start with me. I believe my strength is for the protection of my family. It's not for my family. My strength is the protection of my family, 7 billion over. But men evolved that aggression and they evolved that violence to protect. And that's what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be protectors, not aggressors. But we live in a mentally ill society. But no, there's women who are mentally ill too, and they got that aggression too. I don't want to be ruled by nobody. But I get what you're saying, and you're right. We need more matriarchal influence in our world because our world is made up of mostly matriarchs. That makes sense. Why in the world should you be ruled by one group that has no idea what you go through? But I think it's a perfect marriage, though, in a way. Not marriage, but just you got male and female. Both have their powers and their weaknesses, their strengths and their weaknesses, and together they can build amazing things. But like the blacks and the whites, the minorities and majorities, the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, the Democrats and the Republicans, once you take on a label, you got to struggle. And that's why I tell people, get rid of them labels. As long as you got the label, you will be in a struggle. I don't give my kids no labels. Trump's inauguration tells you he works for the U.S. corporation, never mention America or America as an A. Yeah, well, right, Bob, and I agree with you. But I understand my friends who voted for Trump, who voted for him because they understood that Hillary was I understand that. I don't understand the people who actually think that he's not a billionaire making billions or planning to make billions. I don't understand that. All right. Let me see. Like I said, kill from a distance, cowardly, drone cowardly. Yes, Megs, they're cowards. That's what they do. They don't believe in any of it. They're just performing a job, and that job is for the elites that run this world. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's actually fact. Look up 1913, 1933. Look at the Federal Reserve. It's very simple. You have a corporation, and its job is to make money for big corporations enslaving you. That's why you don't have a constitution or a Bill of Rights. You're not a republic or a democracy. You're slaves. And the sooner we can admit the ugly truth, the sooner we can actually work on undoing it and fixing it and freeing the human race back to a condition of free will. All right, let me see. Newsflash today, they announce a weapon that will target an individual terrorist without killing the people around. How do you classify a terrorist? Ivan, a terrorist is a poor person who wants to be left alone. A terrorist is a poor person who is getting in the way of profit. Terrorist is a person who won't move, who lives over oil. Terrorist is American who wants to actually have freedom. Terrorist is a human being that actually wants to have the rights of a human being. Yeah, but they've had that a long time, Ivana. They had those lasers a very long time. Very. You know, they only admitted up to us, you know, like once it's been out there for 30 years and they're using it. Yeah. So like go back to Star Wars and Reagan and all that pew 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 from the satellites. They've been had that. So and this is a good example of their psychopathy, but they're still flying drones over and blowing up entire buildings and weddings full of people because they don't care. So if they were actually after the terrorists, that's what they would do. But there are no terrorists. The only terrorists are the people who start the terror. Root terrorists. Everything else is just a reaction. All these terrorists in the world, they're just reacting to people invading. The American Revolution was a terrorist uprising. All right. I'm telling you, old white people are all about Biden. Total blinders. Well, Megs, I don't know anything about that. I don't believe in the whole race thing anyway. So it's when the term, when people say white, it encompasses too many people who think totally different. And when they say black, it encompasses too many people who think totally different. Those labels are just there to get us to do that. That's why I don't like to do that. Anything that slave masters want me to do, I'm not doing. They've been dead 200 years. All right, let me see. He needs to be castrated. Well, Courtney, I don't know. I try to stay away from the whole violent stuff. He needs help. Definitely needs help. Let me see. Let me put in the last couple comments and I'm gonna get out of here. Pedophiles will be flocking to Biden. Oh, they're gonna love that, ain't they, Mary? They can't wait to get that man in there. Like, woo, we got our man in. but it's no different the same way the killers. Well, I guess if you look at the pedophile, though, Mary, at least the pedophile leave a child alive. Democrats and Republicans don't. All right, let me see. Oh, Carolyn, you posted something, retracted that. Why did YouTube say you retracted it? What'd you say, girl? You can speak. Speak. You can say something. You're grown. All right. Get out of here. Trying to get people's goats. I don't know, Courtney. I don't even know what that means. People will never listen to a mean-spirited know-it-all. Lori, I wish that were true. I wish that were true. I see a lot of people really listening to mean-spirited people. Law must have a victim. Legal is for commerce that was unlawfully being adopted by man. Absolutely, adapted to man. Absolutely, Bob. Laws for commerce has nothing to do with it. And this is what they talk about when they talk about contract law and manufactured consent. Thank you for that. Giving respect is a rare quality, yeah, but we got to make respect great again. Absolutely, Lori. Inherited value just from existing is called dignity. Dignity. What does that even mean, Jeannie? When will we ever get that back in this thing they call government? After this cast, I'll be blocking John. Enough of his bull. All right, well, Deborah, all right, well, you got to do what you got to do. Like I said, I only block people when they're preventing discussion. I don't agree with anybody all the time on anything. We have to talk. Right? We have to talk. We have to be able to have discussions around the world. We got this internet thing. So now we can talk to people we wouldn't normally meet in our day-to-day activities and going along our game trails. So I want to hear from people who think differently than me. And I also want to hear from people who kind of agree with what I'm saying. So we got to have that discussion and discourse. But everyone's got their limits. So I get that. I totally get that. I only block when someone's obviously getting in the way of me hearing one of my brothers and sisters somewhere else in the world that I haven't met, who might have a slightly different perspective. I only block people who prevent me from becoming better. And that's the only reason I block that, brother. And I think, well, I might probably block 3 people in my life. And I'll unblock people. I just want you to follow the rules. I'm trying to get smarter on this. I'm not a know-it-all. I don't know it all. I'm knowing more. I'm learning more because I'm listening to people who weren't raised how I was raised, where I was raised. And if you're obstructing something, you need to obstruct the vote. If you want to obstruct my education and my discussions, then that's the only time that I block. Please tell us, G, what good John is sharing. Well, John shares good. John gets the Constitution. John gets the Bill of Rights. John gets a lot of that. I disagree with John on the violence part. I disagree with John. He like most of the people in my country, sometimes he thinks he knows things, but sometimes I think I know things too. But I appreciate John because he engages in the discussion. I don't always like what he says. And sometimes, you know what, Deborah, I look at things that people say that I don't like, and I don't comment or I just move on. Like somebody posted the other day that if you don't like something, you don't really need an unlike button. You just don't like it. And it's okay with that. I see posts all day long, people posting their war criminals, their Kamalas and Trumps and Obamas and Bernies, and just posting quotes all from it. I don't like it. But I understand to them it is very real. You know what I mean? Like I put my feet in their shoes and I don't understand everybody, but I respect everybody. I respect whatever struggles and life experiences and data, whatever that got them to there. The only time I stop with someone is when they become a problem or they're violence, because I don't believe in stopping evolution and evolving, and I don't believe in violence. That's the only time that I stop. I think everybody has something to contribute. I think every homeless person has something to teach you. I think everybody is down on their luck. Everybody is unsuccessful, that word, they all got something to teach you. You know, and if we're willing to listen to people who are different than us, then we can learn things, or at least we can understand where they're coming from. You know what I mean? Have a great day. Love y'all now. I'm out.